I welcome you to this video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to design your white strip foundation. Okay, how can you model and design your white strip foundation? Okay, whenever you design for a pad foundation and it fails, then the alternative types of foundation you have to use again is your white strip foundation. Okay, if you look at this structure and you have been following our training, if you are one of our paid students, by now you should know how we model and design this structure. Okay, and I've told you that we are going to be using a white strip foundation to design this. Okay, so there are some rules when it comes to white strip foundation. Okay, and if we are talking about white strip foundation, we are talking about the connecting beams. Okay, when you have a beam from 900 below, then you can refer it to as a white strip foundation. Okay, it can be used for a white strip foundation from 900 below. But when you have 900 1 meter, then you can refer it to as your beam raft foundation. Okay, if you look at this structure, you see that we have run the analysis and also we have also designed for this structure and everything is perfectly okay. Okay, as you know that whenever you want to model your foundation, you have to be on story 0. Okay, as you can see, this is my story 0 here, and I'm going to be using this my ground floor plan to model this foundation. As you can see my screen here, I'm going to be using this as a reference so that I won't need to be switching to my first floor and be checking the general arrangement. Okay, to model my white strip foundation now, the first thing I'm to do is to model my beams. Okay, I'll click on modeling. The same process of modeling your beams, I'll click on beams. Okay, now I'm going to be using a beam with breadth of 225 and depth of 450. Okay, then I'm going to be having a beam from this point. I will have a beam from here connecting to this point and from here to this point. Okay, I'm going to trace it this way. Then I will still need to go and check. Let me see, I'll go to this point. Okay, let me connect it this way. I'll take this straight down, take this like this, connect this one this way. I'll take this to this point. Okay, I think I have this one to be here and this one to be at this point. And I'll take this one here, stop this one at this point, take this one to this point. Okay, take this one to this point. Okay, let me take this one here. We still have to go and check. Sorry, let's stop this right here. I'll select this beam again, right click and say properties, and I will take it from here to this point and from here to this point. Okay, so if I check my AutoCAD now and look at my general arrangement, this particular one is stopping at C. If I go back to my Prota structure, I have it at C. Okay, this one is stopping at B. Then this one is also stopping at B, as you can see, on 5. Okay, that is fine. This one is stopping at G, and the column is here already, which is at G. Okay, why this one is from this point? Okay, that's fine. Let's look at the rear elevation. This one from high to G. This is from high to G. We are supposed to have one for the veranda, that is from H connecting to this point. Okay, so let's go back and I will click on this beam, right click and say properties. Then from H to from here to this point and to this point. Okay, then let's also check for this one. Let me check for this one. This one is stopping at E, okay, at E, as you can see. Then we have this one there to be on B prime prime, okay, B prime prime. Then I'll copy these beam properties, then from here to this point and to this point, okay, that's fine. Then let me quickly look at this point. This one is from 5 to 8, okay, from 5 to 8. It's from 5 stopping at 8. Then this one takes to B, okay, that is on B. This is fine. Then you need to also note to something, okay, when we are designing for this white strip, I will explain some things to you. For some particular point whereby you don't have a column, when designing for your white strip foundation, is not going to allow you to design a strip at that point, okay. Not going to allow you. It is when you are doing your detailing, you can now know how you are going to detail it out, okay. You can now detail it out to have a strip at that point, okay. If you are familiar with this software very well, you will understand what I'm saying perfectly. And this one is supposed to start from 4 to G. Let me check that. From 4, okay, can you see what I'm saying? From 4 to G. Then it means this one is going to be right here. Properties from 4 to G, okay. Then let's connect this one right here. Delete these properties from here to this point, okay. And this one is still going straight forward. Let's take this and delete this one. Take this from here, properties. Then you take this from here and connect it straight down, okay. Then we also need to connect this particular one here and delete this small one. You have to always make sure your modeling is perfect. You don't need to leave unnecessary short beam where you are not supposed to leave it, okay. Then I can take this and divide this panel, okay. I will also take this and connect this, okay. I will delete this small beam first, then I will just run it straight, okay. Properties, okay. I will run it straight like this, okay. Then I can take this and connect this way, okay. Then I will also let me see, I will look at my AutoCAD plan now. Then I want to have a beam at this point. Let me say on grid 7. Is that grid 7 straight down? Let me see. On grid 7 straight down. Okay, this is fine. Grid 7 straight down. Then I also want to have another one at this point because of this staircase. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think this is fine. We have this there already. Okay. Okay, let's see. I think we are good to go. Let's check our modeling. Then for this beam here, let me see what we have there. For this column rather, talking about this column here. So I will go back to my AutoCAD plan and see, okay, this is the column. This is the column here. And I think from my superstructure, I actually inserted a particular column right there. Let me go to my 3D first. Okay. Let me see. I think I have, okay, I have just one column at this point, okay. It's not showing. So zero plan. Okay, it's fine. And I will go back to my AutoCAD now. Then I can just connect this one to this point. Let's connect this. Properties. I will connect this to this point. Okay, so let's check again. Let's check our GA for the ground floor. Okay, let me say this is grade 9. Let me see. Do I have a, okay, I can run this beam straight down. Let me run this beam straight down at this point. Okay, that is fine. It's just to strengthen the foundation there. Then I will also connect this one here. Connect this one this way. Okay, then I'm going to also delete this one. And I will click on it, properties, and I will connect it from here to this point. Okay, let's see, where do we need to connect again? This is your foundation. You try to design safe, and at the same time you consider economy and safety, okay, and serviceability as well. Okay, let me show you what we have been doing in 3D. Okay, if you look at this now, you see that we have our beam right there. Okay, we have our beam right there. Can you see that? Can you see? Okay, this is fine. Then the next thing I'm going to be showing you now is, before you start designing your white strip, you go to your settings, go to your settings center, then you go to your foundation, you go to general, then you enter your allowable stress of soil. Okay, for this design, okay, before I even input any value first, let me go back and show you something through my building analysis. I'll go to analysis, building analysis, and I'll go to project parameters. Okay, foundation. As you can see, when designing for this structure, what we have here is 200 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, 200 kilonewton per meter square. So according to this soil test, let's assume what we have is 85 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, and I'll click on OK. I'll click on, yeah, OK. Let's click on OK. Then I'm going to rerun this analysis first before we can proceed. I'll click on building analysis. I always like to save my work anytime I make any changes. I always like to do that. So let me go back to building analysis. Project parameter, foundation, 85. Okay, save my project. I'll close this first and I will click on save here. Okay, then I will go to building analysis and run this analysis first. So you go to building analysis and you go to analysis, building analysis. I will check this building analysis, then I will run the analysis of the structure again. Then let's wait for it, please. So let's wait for it. Okay. Okay, as you can see, the building analysis completed successfully. I will click on close. Okay, and close. And I will also close this. Okay. Now, let me check the design report. Design. Let me go to drawing and report. Sorry, review. Design status. So the one plan. Okay. Then I will quickly correct all these beams that failed first. I'll click on this, right click and say section design. I'll go to section design. I'll click on yes. Okay. Then I'm going to change this to 3y20. Okay, 3y20, or let me use 2y20. Let me see, 2y20. Okay, 3y20. And also change this one to 3y20. Okay, then I'll click on OK for now. Then I'll also work on this section design. Yes. Okay, 3y20. Okay, 2y20 is fine. 2y20. I'll click on OK. Then let me check my 3D to be sure that we don't have any beam that is failing. As you can see, we don't have any beams that are failing right here. Then I will go back to story 0 now, and I will go to setting center again. I will go to foundation, general. Let me say I don't have any other thing to set here. I will go to beam. Then I'll go to parameters. That's foundation beams. Okay. Okay, this is fine. Let me go to the general first. Let me see if I have any settings to do at that point. Okay, I don't have any settings to do right here. Okay, you should always check your settings and make sure you do all your necessary settings. Okay, it is very, very important. Okay, if I like, I can change this one to, let me say, beam bottom, beam top edge. I can leave that to be 40. Then beam bottom edge, let me say 50 for the concrete cover. Okay, then let me change this one also to 35 mm. 35 mm. Okay, then we are considering for the foundation beam, don't forget. Then I'll click on OK, and I'll click on save again. Click on save. Okay, now we are going to start designing for the white strip foundation. Now please take note of this. If you want to design for a strip foundation, you should always design for the whole beams along the straight line, except if you have maybe a divider. What do I mean by a divider? You have a beam going this way, then there is no beam here, and you have another beam from here to here. Then how do you do that? You design for this beam first separately, then you design for this one separately. But in the case whereby you have a straight beam on the straight line, you have to design for all that beam on that straight line. So now, to design for that beam, now you click on this beam, you press your control, you select this one, you press your control and you select this one. Then you right click and say, and you go to insert strip footing. You click on it, then you wait for it. Okay, then the first thing you have to do here is to check your design envelope. Okay, it's very important. You check your design envelope, then you can change this reinforcement size to Y12. Okay, if our Y12 is not set, I will go and change it to Y12. Okay, I will go to my building analysis again, or let me go to my building analysis first. Analysis, building analysis. Okay, and I'll go to edit materials. I'll go to foundation floor, foundation, select /1 select. I'll select my 12, then I will select my 16. It is when my 12 mm did not pass, I can now come back and change it to 16 mm. Okay, you should always make sure that whenever you are designing to also consider the economic aspect of the structure. Okay, it is very, very important. You just don't design, you need to also consider the economic aspect of it. Okay, you go to your beam also. Let's go to our beam. You go to your beam parameters. Okay, you can also check this to be foundation, set this minimum. Okay, I think we don't have that saved yet. We don't have it saved. I'll click on OK. I'll click on save. Okay, let me go and check that building analysis. Yeah, materials again. Edit material, foundation floor. Let me say foundation, Y12 and Y16. Okay, then I'll go to default material. Under my beam also, concrete beam, I will also check 12 mm. Sorry, 12 mm. Okay, and I'll click on OK. Okay, then I will also close this and also go to my settings, and I'm going to set my foundations beam also. I will also consider using 12 mm if it's going to pass. Okay, then I can say the maximum should be 16 mm. I'll click on OK, and I'll click on save. Okay, then I'm going to repeat the process. As you can see, the beams are still selected. I will right click and I will go to, I will say insert strip footing. Sorry, if you cannot see that, okay, this is it here. Insert strip footing. You give it time. The first thing you have to check is design envelope. It is very, very important. You always check that. Then as you can see now, my footing bar size now is Y12, okay. This selection of soil stress for calculating the footing width, you should always leave it at maximum soil stress, okay. You should always leave that at that point. Then your footing eccentricity, always leave it the way it is, okay. Then your length and side cantilever, always leave this. You can start this from 500, okay. Then if it doesn't pass, you can now increase it. Then the right hand side cantilever also, you give it 500, okay. Then your footing width, don't always touch your footing width, okay. Don't always touch your footing width. Then the depth, you can start the depth from 225, okay. You can start the depth from 225. Then when it doesn't pass, you can now increase it, or you can use 250, but let's use 225, okay. Then I will click on design, okay. As you can see, this is design here. Don't forget, don't always tamper with your footing width, okay. Let the software decide on that, okay. Your footing tamper height, don't also do that. You don't need to touch that at all. Your subgrade reaction coefficient, okay, you don't need to tamper that. This is a research done by a professional, which is widely used, okay. Then you click on design, okay. You click on design. As you can see, we have done the design. Just click on OK and click on OK. Then you wait for it. As you can see, this is the white strip footing here, okay. This is the white strip footing here. Then you see what is going to happen here. You click on this, right click and say insert strip footing. Then as you can see, missing columns and slash or was at the end of some of the beams selected for a strip footing. This is because you don't have a column at this point. So if you want to design that, you feel it is very, very important to design that, you just have to insert a column. Then later you can add delete it, but I advise you to leave it. Then whenever you want to do your detailing, you can now detail it out to have a strip footing at that point, okay. Then let's design for this one also. I will select this one, press my control, select this one, okay, and I will right click and say insert strip footing. I'll click on it, okay. Then I told you, you always check your design envelope. Then the same settings you do for the other one, there's no changes. You change this one to 500 mm, 500, okay. You go to this side, you also change this one to 500 mm, okay. And I've told you that you should not tamper with your footing width. You change this particular footing depth here to 225, okay. Then the next thing you have to work on here after checking your design envelope is to click on design, okay. You click on design and you give it time, then you click on OK. Then if you look at this footing width here, it has changed from 1000 to 1354, okay. And you see that is why I said you should not always tamper it at all, okay. You allow the software to work on that, then you click on OK. As you can see, we have also designed for this. We have designed for this. Then you select this one, select this control, select this one also, control and select this one, okay. Then you right click and say insert strip footing, okay. You check your design envelope, you also leave this at Y12, you change this left hand side cantilever to 500 mm, okay. I'll click on tab. Then let me change this one first, 500, okay. 500. Then your footing depth, you leave it at 225, okay. Then you click on let's check. Then you click on design, you click on OK. As you can see, the footing width that's required here is also different, okay. Then you click on OK. Can you see that? Then if I decide to design for this now, it's not going to work because I don't have a column at that end, okay. Then I will also consider doing this. Select this one, control, select this one, right click and say insert strip footing, okay. You check your design envelope, you also do what? You change this to 500, okay. You also change this one to 500, okay. I told you don't always tamper your footing width, okay. You change this one also to 225, okay. If it doesn't pass, then you can now increase the depth, but always also consider for the economic aspect of the design. Okay, then you click on design. Don't forget to check your design envelope. You click on design. Okay, then as you can see, this is the share force, the moment. Okay, then you click on OK and click on OK. Okay, can you see we have also successfully designed for this? You can select this. If I select for this one, it's not going to design. Okay, let's try it. Press your control, select this one, press your control, select this one, press your control and select this one. Right click and say insert strip footing. Can you see that? Then you just uncheck this one, select this one now, control, select this one. I've told you the reason why that particular one cannot design. Okay, then you right click and say insert strip footing, design envelope. Then I'll change this left hand side cantilever to 500. I'll also change this one also to 500. I will change the footing depth to 225. 225. Okay, don't forget, don't always touch your footing width. Okay, all you just need to set is you set your length hand side cantilever, you set right hand side, you set your footing depth. Okay, then you also check this design envelope. Okay, you set your footing bar size. Okay, and click on design and let the software design your footing width for you. Okay, and you click on OK. As you can see, we have also designed for this. Okay, then I'm also going to work on this same setting, control. Let's make it faster. Control. Okay, you right click and say insert strip footing. You check this. Okay, you leave this, you leave this, you check this to be 500. Okay, you set this to be 500. Your footing depth 225. Okay, then the next thing you have to do is to click on design. Okay, then you click on OK. You click on OK. Okay, can you see, if you look critically, you see that their width is different from each other. Okay, different from each other. Then we cannot do for this because it doesn't have a column at this end. Okay, can you see all this? Then let's design for this. Proper insert strip footing, design envelope. Okay, 225 at this point, 225. Okay, set this left hand side cantilever 500, right hand side cantilever 500. Okay, then the next thing you have to do is to click on design. Okay, you click on design, then you click on OK and click on OK. Then you can also do for this, you can also design for this one. Insert strip footing, design envelope 500, then 500. Okay, then you also work on this particular one. Footing depth, you change it to 225. Okay, then you click on design. Okay, you click on design, you click on OK, and you click on OK. Okay, can you see that? Then you can also design for this one. Let's design for this all together. Don't forget, design for it because it's on a straight line. You press it, control, you select this one also, control, you select this one. Okay, you right click and say insert strip footing. You check your design envelope, you change this one to 500. You also change this one to 500. You also change this footing depth to 225. If you like, you can also make it 250. Okay, then you click on, you leave this because you've set the reinforcement and others. Then you click on design and you click on OK and click on OK. Can you see that? And let me see where else do we need to design for. Okay, because this doesn't have a column, so you don't need to stress yourself on that. You can now indicate all that during your detailing. Okay, then you can also design for this. Right click, you can say insert strip footing. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think that is what you will do. Okay, that's fine. Insert strip footing because we don't have a column there. Check your design envelope, change this to 500, change this one also to 500, change your footing depth, don't tamper your footing width, 225, okay, 500, 500, 225, okay, click on design, okay, then you click on OK and click on OK. Can you see that? Then I'll show you what we have been doing in 3D. Okay, if you look critically now, you see that we have our strip footing right here. Okay, can you see? Can you see the strip footing? Can you see the strip footing design? Then the next thing you have to do is to go and design for your beams. To design for that beams now, you go to let me say you go to design, you go to foundation beam design. Okay, can you see all the foundation beam is filled? All the beams are filled. Okay, you click on beam design batch mode, then you click on reselect all bars, then you calculate. Okay, you give it time to design, then you click on close. And as you can see, we have successfully designed for our beams. You can double click on anyone, click on this, then you check all these. Okay, check all this. Can you see? You have to always interact with your design. This one is telling you that you should use two Y50, which is very, very wrong. Okay, as you can see, using 2Y16 it doesn't pass. Okay, what if I change it to 3Y16? Okay, can you see this is very, very okay now? So most times, once I have 3Y16, I always told you that you should always note your area of steel and make sure it's from 100 above. Okay, make sure your area of steel is 100 mm above. As you can see, I said 100 millimeter square. Okay, this is 78.2, which means what if I choose to use 2Y20 at that point? Let's try 2Y20. Okay, it means we need to go and select 2Y20. Okay, it means we need to go and select 2Y20, but let me use 3Y16. Okay, 4Y16. Let me see 4Y16. As you can see, I told you don't always bother on this. As far as you have it greater than 20, it is very, very okay. Okay, then you can also work on this. This is okay. Then you can check for the rest one after the other. Click on OK. Then you can check the second one also. Click on OK. I think this is okay. Then check your area of steel. Okay, click on OK. Check for this one. Okay, let's see, this is 2Y50 also. Can you see that? It is very, very okay that you interact with your design. Okay, you don't just allow what software is telling you. As you can see, the spacing for the 250. Okay, you always interact with your design. Okay, close this. Okay, then you also work on this. Okay, check for this one. As you can see, this is, let me change it to 16 mm. What of, okay, can you see 4Y16 at that point also? 4Y16, can you see? Okay, at times you may also need to work on your support. Okay, then you click on OK. Check for everything one after the other. Okay, this is fine. Let's check for this. On undo exception, just close this. Let's see. You can check for this one also. You work on them one after the other. Okay. Okay. You can work on all the area of seal yourself. Okay. Then you close this. Let's go to foundation beam design again. Interactive design. This. Okay. Then I'm going to be showing you the detailed drawing of this. Click on detailed drawing. You see that the way this strip detailing is different from the one you have in your pad footing. Okay, look at the way this one is detailed. Okay, this is your 225 mm for the beams. Okay, and this is the cantilever for the strip. Okay, can you see? And you can always adjust your settings to see your detail reinforcement completely. Okay, can you see the way it's detailed out? Okay, that is how your strip footing is being detailed. Okay, I will close this and I will click on OK. I will close this, and this is where I'm going to stop right now. As you can see, all our beams has been designed. Can you see that? All our beams has been designed. Can you see this one is not designed? Okay, this one is not designed. At times you may need to delete the beam and remodel it. Okay, at times you may need to delete it and remodel it. Okay, so you just delete the beam and remodel it. Okay, and redesign the beams. Okay, that is how to design your strip footing. Okay, this is where I'm going to stop for now. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.